What's up, everybody? SC here, coming to you from the jungles of Colombia, bringing you the final week of the KCM Season 4 2022. Let's start off with game number 1. Yes, boys, I'm here in Colombia, in the middle of the jungle, in probably the worst hotel I have ever stayed in my life. That's right. This is some serious Z tier hotel level, man. This is it's not good. It's not good, to say the least. Kind of last minute, had to get this because Airbnb fell through. It is a holiday here in Colombia, so everything is packed, and I'm pretty poor, you know, caster's salary, it is what it is. Was this a 24-year-old game now? Something like that? It's kind of crazy, boys, how long this game has been around for. What, 15 years? No. Oh god, I'm gonna regret this in the comments. I remember we passed a milestone here recently, but now I cannot remember what it is. But it has been a very, very long time. I guess it's 14 years, right? I guess it depends on if you're starting from Broodwar or if you're starting from the beginning of Starcraft Vanilla. Anyway, I digress. We've got a hotel room here with only one single plug in the entire apartment here. Hotel room, and it's right over top of the bed, so it's not very comfortable. And with no desk, there's not really any place to stand or sit. But the show must go on, boys. We're gonna continue casting anyway. I think we may be able to upload from here. The internet speed is pretty busted. Keeps kicking me off of the wireless, so we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a whole nother adventure in and of itself. So if this is coming to you a bit late, I think you'll understand why. So far in this game, guys, we got Bisu versus Hero. Bisu starting out here with a gateway first. Going to be going up against a pool first here from Hero, so he's going to have plenty of lings on the map to deal with this early zealot. And actually, Bisu continuing to send the zealot across. He's going to hide it, possibly to confirm the third base, but I'm imagining he's going to try and avoid these lings here, then run up into the main at an opportune moment. Ooh, this could be a really good cancel on this third base. Oh yeah, he's not gonna get that third base down. That's super frustrating here for Hero. He just barely had enough minerals there in order to get that hatchery. However, he's going to put on some pressure here. He gets his lings into the main base, so he is going to keep this second zealot here occupied in the main. He does also take the base in the bottom left, so not a terrible position here from Hero, but this may not be the plan that he wanted to go for. We've seen the Hero do this kind of strategy before, taking another natural and trying to turtle that up and take things into a very, very late game hive style Hero with massive amounts of macro. Ooh, he gets a probe. Nicely done, but it didn't seem like that was his plan this game. He seemed to be wanting to play more of a normal style, a more meta style for the current meta, for the current day. But he's being forced into a situation that I think last season he would have been absolutely fine with. That this might have been his actual game plan last season. It's just kind of fallen out of favor as of late. It doesn't mean that it's a bad strategy. It doesn't mean it's a bad position. It just means it isn't as popular as it once was. We'll see how it works out here on Fighting Spirit. I'm so glad we're not getting a ZVT or a PVT on this map, because at least ZVP, I don't think it's as broken. The map, I mean Fighting Spirit, in this matchup. Now, pretty good number of lings here. Still no cannon from Bisu. He's got 2 zealots in the wall, so he's defending nicely. Still dealing with these 2 links in the main. Has only lost a single probe though, so not bad. This second zealot that went, or third zealot I guess, was sent out on the map. Now over here down. Oh no, that was the first. Excuse me. I'm jumping around everywhere here, guys. Standing up right now is not the usual way that I cast, and it's been a rough couple of days as well, by the way. Mio got really sick this week. Some sort of fever, or not a fever. She had a fever, but it was some sort of flu. Not sure what it was. But she was throwing up and having a really hard time for the past 2 days, and it's been a rough week all around. Anyway, does get another probe there. Nicely done. Very nice. For these 2 links to get 2 probes, that is fantastic trading out of Hero. And he's going to surround this out here as well. A big flood of lings coming up to the front. Almost gets the surround on the Dragoon. That kill on the Dragoon would have been huge. Unfortunately, it does sidestep out of there. And this first zealot that's been hiding up here in the bottom left-hand corner forever is now finally going to reveal itself and maybe get a drone. He hasn't gotten a single drone so far. Great pullbacks again by Hero. He's been so on top of that this entire game. Is going to lose a second Overlord though, so a bit of a punishment coming here from Bisu. Getting 2 Overlords is annoying, but still keeping all the drones alive is very good. Super respectable play here from Hero so far. He's even keeping some lings out in the front here. Did he actually see that or not? Oh my goodness, did he see that group of zealots and Dragoon move? I feel like he must have, but he's moving his army in the wrong direction now, heading back towards his natural. He sees these zealots and Dragoon. He's going to block with the drones here on the ramp. Can he actually keep these zealots from getting up here into the main? I think he will be able to do so. Surrounds that Dragoon and gets the zealots as well, but I believe 4 to 6 drones have gone down in the midst of this chaos. That's a pretty decent trade here for Bisu with his few slow zealots and 1 single Dragoon to get that number of drones. Definitely puts him back in a winning position here. He's also seen the Scourge pop out. He's seen the number of gases here that have been taken by Hero. He knows what the strategy overall is going to be, and it's going to be, of course, that turtle strat from Hero, albeit with fewer drones to start himself off here. A worse macro position due to the timing there, the timing attack, and that missed scout by Hero. You saw his lings out in the front. He was ready for a move out like that from Bisu, but his lings were just barely out of range, vision range, I guess. I really thought that he should have been able to see that, but he wasn't able to, and loses some drones as a result now. Bisu getting out there with his Corsairs, the magical Bisu Corsairs that always seem to get damage. We'll see if it happens again. Really nice pickoffs on those Scourge. It's so hard to connect with Scourge because their vision range is so incredibly small. Your opponent almost basically always gets the initiative, but flying in here is going to take some damage from these Scourge, and down to just, I think, 3 or 4 left over. A few more mutas and Scourge are going to pop out, and he should be able to get the last 2 of these. Oh, he wasted 2 Scourge on 1 low HP Corsair there. That was a big mistake. He could have finished off the majority of the Corsairs in that trade, but now is going to have to pop a bunch more Scourge and may end up losing this Spire. No, I don't think so. That Spire is going to survive. Some good micro from Hero to keep the majority of his drones alive as well, moving them between the natural and the main seamlessly there, keeping his macro going throughout all of this. A DT going to try and sneak in? No, DT not going to get through here. Another building going to come down in the front, and that's going to help out with this Zealot run by here. The Sunken Colony is the keystone of this defense, but of course the Mule is going to come up here and make things a lot easier to hold off. There's that DT now trying to find a way in. Isn't going to be able to, though, with the sunken colony in that position. But 2 DTs could possibly run by here. He's going to get an angle where he can possibly pick off this gas now. DT looking for a location he can slip by here into the main. Not going to find it. Is going to lose that DT on the outside. Ooh, a bit of sloppy play from Bisu. Losing one of those DTs, and the second will definitely end up going down here shortly. 4th base on the way now for Hero. Things are starting to get a little bit out of control now for our Protoss champion as he loses the DT and doesn't get that extractor as well. Oh my god. Things going excellently now for Hero. Hero keeping that gas alive. He's going to be able to get into lurkers here very soon. We haven't seen that Hydralist Den thrown down yet, but you know that's coming soon. There it is, Hydralist Den here in the natural. Some Hydras are going to be popping. There's so many drones being transferred down to this bottom left-hand corner base. We're going to be throwing down more sunken colonies as well for Hero. And starting to get that Hydra defense out here. And I just don't think that Bisu can break this. This is so much good, well-positioned units here with the sunken colonies as well. Scourge and Mutas. Look at that, 3 sunken colonies at the 3rd base as well. It's almost impossible to get through that without some storms and a gang of Dragoons to bust down the walls and the sunken colonies as well. I know some of you guys think that Dragoons are not good versus sunken colonies. I tell you, you are wrong. Dragoons are definitely the way to bust through sunken colonies. Dragoons en masse are very, very good at breaking down these turtled positions. You absolutely need them. Zealots are just not going to do the trick. There's too many things that Zerg can do, including blocking with eggs, making lurkers to block with eggs as well, but just blocking with eggs from the hatcheries. Just putting buildings down in the way, making walls. It's so incredibly hard to break through one of these spots here, which is pure zealot. And yeah, Bisu, he's gonna have to transition here into a 3rd base. There's no other option, and he's gonna have to take an economic deficit here and try to work with that. Now, these Corsairs here are gonna be pushed away. Not able to track down these mutas just in case the Scourge decide to turn around. You've got to be a little bit careful. Oh, flying in with the 1 muta. Oh, that was a really good move there. I love it. I love it. Hero sending in 1 muta to draw the fire of those Corsairs and then turning around with the Scourge and getting the connections. Beautiful, beautiful play. Nets him a couple of Corsair kills where he otherwise shouldn't have been able to get those connections, and that just makes these mutas a little bit more powerful. They're still going to be able to do things. They're going to be able to fly in here, maybe kill a cannon or 2, maybe stop this probe, maybe kill this probe as well. Of course, once the Corsairs get back, there's not really much for them to do except run away. It was a pretty decent job of running away as well. Look, he's not going to be able to get the moving shot here onto these mutas, and they will escape. That's a beautiful move there from Hero, and look at how many Hydras are out now. Oh my god. Blue streaks covering the map right now, coming up here towards the 3rd base. And where's the storm? We don't even have a storm yet. The mutas are continuing to search for Templar being transferred between these 2 bases, and it's going to be very difficult to get one down here for the defense. So he absolutely needs it. Where's that first Templar? There it is. 68 energy on that. We'll have a storm here in a moment, but only 1. He could try to force the issue here, but Hero, of course, is going to lose a lot running up this ramp. If he does try to force it, he could end up taking massive losses, so he does back away. 4 lurkers on the way. Queen's Nest double evo. Perfect transition here for Hero. He's realized he will not be able to break Bisu here on his 3 bases, but what can he do? Of course, he can start to make a ton of lurkers and trap Bisu on 3 bases. It's going to be a non-standard, what do we call this? Enclosure? Oh, god damn it. What am I thinking of? Contain, that's what it's called. A non-standard contain here on 3 bases. Generally, you want to contain the Protoss opponent on 2 bases before they can actually get that 3rd base up, but in the place that this game is at this point, there's not really any way to do that. We can't get rid of that 3rd base, so containing on 3 bases is still highly effective. Nice jump, picking off the last of these Corsairs. He is going to get both of these last 2, removing the aerial dominance of the Protoss. So Bisu he just no longer has that vision around the map. He no longer has the ability to pick off overlords. Of course, it's freed up some supply, but he really needs to break out of this location here soon. There's the first Scourge running forward, trying to get one of these observers, but Bisu doing a great job keeping both of those alive. If these 2 observers went down, that would be very, very painful. Now, this contain, it's very important that Bisu breaks out of here, but it's not game ending if he does manage to break out. If he gets out of here, I think that Hero can still fight. He's going to pick off as many of these Templar as he can. A lot of the Templar are getting stuck there. He loses 2 in that melee, and he's going to get an observer as well. Does force another storm to be wasted. He's going to run forward, get another Templar, 2 more actually, in fact, go down. So a total of 4 or 5 Templar get picked off during that, and that is enough. I think Hero is going to be fine with that trade. He's going to back away here and let go of the contain, and he has some good defensive positions to fall back to here. He's taking a 5th base in the center left. He is macroing like an absolute beast. So many hatcheries have been produced up on the high ground there in bottom left. He's got about 3-4 hatcheries pumping away there. He's got his hive up. He will be getting crackling upgrade relatively soon, and he should be able to take a big fight here in the middle of the map. Look at that, 175 supply for Hero, actually surpassing his opponent's supply. So Bisu really has to be careful not to overextend here. Overextending could end up with him getting completely surrounded and crushed. He's actually going farther and farther forward here. I'm getting really, really afraid now for Bisu in the position that he's in. If a huge flank comes through and crushes this army, he could lose this game straight up, but he does back away there as the noose begins to close, and Hero's army moves into a flanking position. He backs away, but now he's back here at the natural once again, gonna try and break through this. Ooh, I don't like this. I don't think that he can get through here and actually escape with his army. Seems like too much of a commitment. He's gonna come in from the back, try to pick off some Templar with some of these Mutalisks, but tons of Lings coming forward here. There's no more Storm left over. Lurkers burrowing here, tons more Hydras coming. There's a huge wave of Lings behind this as well. There's tons more being rallied out from the main base as well, and it feels like Bisu is trapped, but there's no more Lurkers back here, and Bisu is starting to clear this massive Hydra number. Lings and Hydras popping out, being sent forth. I feel like maybe a lack of Lurkers could be the saving grace here for Bisu, but more Lurkers going to come up now. Lings and Hydras coming forward. Of course, there is still a potential to retreat here for Bisu, but he hasn't really set himself up for a 4th base. He really needs to make this work at the moment. He has to kind of break through in one of these locations, so he's continuing to try and push forward, but Hero has survived. He's held on. He's weathered the storm here and reduced this army massively. Bisu kind of licking his wounds here in the middle of the map as he replenishes his army, but oh god, so many Lurkers on this high ground. So many Lurkers here, and GG is called. Bisu taps out, and Hero takes game number 1. Okay, coming into game number 2. Had to move my casting setup again here. I am now standing above my computer looking down into the screen. Very, very strange. Not sure what to think of this this view here. Whether it's gonna work for me or not. Probably my neck is gonna break here. Unless I take some breaks in between. But we're gonna try this for now. Had to switch it to this because there's only one plug in this room, and it's a bit frustrating. It's over the bed, and there is a fan in the room, but it only plugs in there. So I have to make a choice. Do I want to have physical comfort, or do I want to cast Broodwar? And I guess you guys know the answer to that. Can probably figure it out. Anyway, I'm hot as hell right now, but not as hot as I was during the day today. God damn, it was toasty. And like I said, Mia was sick, so just kind of hanging out. Didn't really go out and do much, but we survived. We're doing all right, and we're getting into this game now. We've got Royal here in the top right-hand corner. We've got Hero in the top left. Showing some very flexible gameplay in that last one. Rolling with the punches there against Bisu. Switching up style. Going into that older... not really that old, but a couple of seasons ago was very popular. Going for the natural of the... going for a natural as the third base rather than a closer third base on high ground, and turtling out. It's good to see him mixing it up and playing reactively against Bisu. Able to take him down there is very impressive. Definitely showing his prowess in a late game macro situation now. I'm not sure if that's worrying Royal at all. I feel like Royal completely capable of denying Hero a late game situation or defeating him in a late game situation. Either one, I think he's going to be completely comfortable with. So it might be a little bit more challenging to take down Hero once he gets into 4 bases. So Royal may opt to do some sort of tank push, tank marine push, Valkyrie attack. He seems to have those builds down really, really nicely now. It used to be all about the 2 racks push timings. That was kind of standard in the meta for so long, but Zergs are really, really good at holding those off now. They've got all kinds of tools to deal with that. The Mutalisk Micro is at such a level where it's kind of necessary in a lot of cases to go Valkyrie these days. It at least puts you in a much better situation than constantly trading a Marine Medic versus Mutalisk if it's controlled very, very well. So there's the Spire. And it was a third hatchery before Spires, so this is a bit interesting. Kind of a mixture between 2.5 hatch and a 3 hatch. Really a middle of the road build here for Hero. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I understand what he's exactly doing here, but he's gone for a build that just the timing is not exactly normal, and it may end up throwing Royal off a bit here. Engineering bay on the way. Royal going for just standard 2 racks for now. We'll see if he continues to add on racks, or does he want to throw down that quicker factory and go into a Valkyrie build. This is what I'm predicting at the moment, but he's absolutely capable of doing other things here and being very, very successful with them. Nice run by here. getting in on top of these firebats and marine. Only one firebat, one marine, so he is able to get by that. Does pick off one marine here in the main base and could get this SCV as well. Has he forced all the marines back? Yeah, the marines are all coming back now in order to push these lings away. And this is buying Hero a ton of time here. He doesn't have to start his sunken colonies as early. Let's see if he's even built them. I believe he's got the no, okay, he actually did build the sunkens. I thought maybe he just built the creep colonies there and then wasn't going to morph the sunkens because of that run by, but he did in fact morph the sunkens. Is a little bit of a waste of money considering that Royal was forced to go all the way back home and he's not going to come in for a while, but still able to produce a good number of meta here. Could maybe get in and deal some damage. Of course, the turrets are done in time. Royal, absolute monster that he is, not going to make any mistakes. Not going to allow those lings to delay the turrets either. That's the most important thing. So a third creep colony coming down here in the natural. Is Hero ready to play a game of chicken here against Royal? He's not sending his Mutalisk back home. He's actually continuing to deal damage in the main while building his third sunken, but I don't think he can hold on with just 3 sunkens. 3 sunkens versus this number of marines. I think Royal is going to call the bluff here. He's stemmed up and is healing all of his marines. He's going to go for it. No, does pull back as the Mutalisk retreat here, so the game of chicken has concluded. Hero is the loser as he pulls back his units. Does turn back around though. Comes back here into the main base. Now Royal's gonna send his marines all the way back home. Gonna try and stabilize things. Looks like another wave of Mutalisk has popped. And here we're going to continue to put on this pressure. A third base down in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, with the Hero continuing to spam Mutalisk out and put on this pressure, it's going to be more and more important for Royal to continue this tank switch here. A factory is on the way as he loses a bunch. Oh, what was that? What did he just cancel there? Did he just cancel a armory? Curious. I think that may have been an armory there in the top right-hand corner. A Hydra Den. 2 Hydra Dens. 2 Hydra Dens being produced by Hero right now. Whoa. That is a very, very interesting transition. That is not what I expected. Okay, he switches it to a Queen's Nest. Okay, a little bit of a mistake there. That's fine. Was caught by Hero. Is going to be switching into a Hive Tech here pretty quickly. And you can see the floating barracks right now. Oh, these marines a little bit too far out, getting surrounded with lings and mutas. He's going to lose these 2 supply depots, looks like. One of them goes down, and possibly the next one going to fall as well. No, looks like has managed to stabilize there, and the Hive is on the way. So far, Hero doing a really good job of putting on this pressure. Starport is on the way here. Of course, the science facility is coming as well. Good surrounding on that turret there. Keeping Hero back just a little bit. Mita's coming in for the harassment on these marines. But Royal can now start to stabilize here in the main base. Get his turrets back up. And start to pump out those all-important science vessels. Now, he doesn't have his second starport just yet. He may have added that on now. But when we got the last shot of the main base, we didn't see that second starport. Yeah, just, oh, there's the second starport now. So a double science vessel production will be starting here shortly. An additional barracks being added on now. This is going to be a full SKT style from Royal, and it looks to be a late game situation coming soon here. Oh, a big counterattack coming here from here is going to fly right into the main base, looks like. Getting over here, over top of this science facility, is going to get a good number of SCV kills here in the main as Royal tries desperately to get his Marines into position. He is going to surround and kill a bunch of mutas though on the way out. Really good movement there from Royal to get that surround going really quickly and capitalize on that positioning from Hero. Now Nidus Canal is coming down here. Defiler's Nest is on the way as well, and basically Hero has just got everything that he needs to out of these mutilas. He's gonna send them into the main once again, kill a bunch more SCVs, and kind of just throw them away here. There's gonna be irradiate shortly. There's the first irradiate. Good pull away. Really good pull away. This is kind of the oh god, here comes some huge hits with these lurkers. Oh my goodness, so many lurkers end up going, or so many Marines go down, excuse me, and Mutas may be able to finish things off here. More Lings coming up as well. He is going to surround and kill this. Oh god, things going so badly now for Royal. That whole position lurker play was insanely good there. Just not really a position that you fully expect the Marines to head in. That was kind of a weird spot to set up the whole position lurkers, but I guess that's why it worked. The time was pretty much out, and I understand Royal's play there. He was sending out his Marines. He didn't really worry about hold position lurkers because he already had science vessels on the field, and once you've got science vessels with your army, of course those hold position lurkers no longer do any damage. Oh, running forward here, he is going to get a science vessel surround on the Marines as well. This could be it, guys. A beautiful surround, going to take out all these Marines once again. 3 dropships here back at home, and hardly any supply to actually fight this off with. I bet he wishes he had a couple more science vessels at this point. 4 dropships. But he's holding on a full frontal assault here. Probably want to hide those dropships. They're not really doing anything for you here in the natural, except potentially revealing your future plans right now. Trying to run forward. Still hasn't seen these dropships here yet, but more and more lurkers are being sent forth, and no additional science vessels have come out so far. So I think that Hero's pretty much knowing what's going on here and forcing his way forward, making sure that Royal doesn't have that opportunity to lift up his units and go out and drop. Now running forward one more time with the lurkers. This was a bit of a mistake though, I feel. So many lurkers got targeted down during that, but a bunch more lurkers coming up here. Defilers are about to make their way into the natural as well. Lurkers leapfrogging forward over their buddies. He's going to focus down a couple more, but all the Marines die. Hero overwhelming here in the natural as the Defiler arrives. That should be it for this Terran player. He will be getting knocked out here. Royal, the absolute legend player, just gets crushed here. Underfoot, Hero steps on him and moves on to the 3rd match of the night. Well, that was quite the upset there, I would say. Not based on these players' overall rankings, but I think on just the most recent results. That is kind of crazy. Royal getting taken down by Hero, and he didn't even win a single game today. That's flipping KCM completely on its head here. Considering the most recent results, that's surprising. But you know, moving out with your army as though you have science vessels overhead, but not having those science vessels with your army, sometimes you get caught with hold position lurkers. It is what it is, boys. It happens. I think it was some brilliance, of course, by Hero, the positioning of those lurkers. Just not a spot that you'd generally expect the lurkers to be at. And the connections were very fortunate. The amount of marine fire, I mean the spread on the marine fire there between the different lurkers, being those lurkers stayed alive for kind of a crazy amount of time as Royal was trying to gun those down. And yeah, just after that, the snowball just rolled out of control. You could see that Royal had in his mind a 4 dropship comeback, but it ended up also going against him there. If he'd built 4 more science vessels, perhaps he could have irradiated away all of those lurkers that were continuously attacking into his natural and push back everything, but he just had those dropships sitting there like massive paperweights and wasn't able to take him down. And now we're here with Mini versus Hero here down here in the bottom left hand corner. Gonna grab a 3rd base nice and quick. Mini here could end up doing a cannon here. I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, he is gonna throw down a cannon, but a drone coming through, he is gonna spot that as well. Okay. A little bit of glitching here. Maybe my computer getting hot. I certainly am. Sweating my balls off right now. But nothing to sweat here for Hero. He has spotted this out nice and early, so he can get some drones over into this location. 3 drones will definitely be enough. These photon cannons do not warp in very fast. So he's just gonna get a couple of drones on this cannon. 3rd drone there. We get on this cannon. The probe goes down as well, so that will be the end of this attack. He is gonna cancel these, of course, at the last possible minute, but it's just not going to end up working out here for Mini. The Zealot won't be able to get over here either to deal any damage. Oh my gosh, just leaves 1 drone on this to get rid of it. That's how confident Hero is right now that he can deal with this attack. Oh my god, he lets it finish. That's a little bit silly. Oh, he's gonna start to kill the egg as well. Look at this. Oh man, I think Hero's gonna really regret that. Leaving only 1 drone on that cannon was a pretty big oversight. I think he's gonna build a few lings here and just kill that. Yeah, 4 lings should be able to kill that. But the oh my god, the egg is taking a lot of damage. You can't underestimate the cannon DPS, man. That cannon DPS is kind of insane. He's gonna jump on this now. He will kill that, but the egg is getting low. Oh my goodness. Okay, tunneling's coming here from behind. We'll be able to surround and kill these 2 zealots here, and this is gonna be a win for Hero, but that was close to disastrous. Does lose a single drone, does lose a few lings, but yeah, that was definitely way better for Hero here. Even letting him finish a cannon. So the cannon finishes, that's 150 minerals. It's been thrown away there. Double Stargate on the way to follow this up. Huh. Mini expecting Hero to go into some sort of Mutalist play, but there's no second gas just yet. We'll see how this goes. Can be a real struggle for the 2 Stargate player. Once they've invested so much gas into the Stargate play to actually get a decent number of Templar out and do a strong push later on, but we'll see how this works. Of course, this is an island base. Maybe he wants to go for... No, you can't go to Stargate and then Reaver as well. That's way too much gas. Maybe he wants to go for a dropship and just try to drop some zealots over there. It's possible. Looks like he's going to get a couple of drones here. Really nice targeting. Mostly the fault of Hero here, not controlling his drones too well, though. Does lose about 3 drones there just to 3 zealots, and he is going to take a bad trade as well against these zealots behind the mineral patches. That's a little bit frustrating. Now some Scourge popping. He's going to be ready for the first couple of Corsairs that are coming out here. 6 kill Zealot there, dealing a rather significant amount of damage. Now, 3rd Zealot going to come in, try to get behind these minerals, but won't be able to do it, and will be cleaned up. Let's see if Hero can get in and actually find out whether Mini's going for the 2 Stargate plate or not. So far, he's getting in here. Look, he sees the first Stargate. There's the second Stargate. He knows. He knows. Everything has been revealed. Another Zealot getting in here to the natural. Kind of relentless with these Zealots here. I mean, he's just trying to get that damage done, but he's not going to have much of a ground army when the time comes. And the Zealot speed is done. That's quite a few Corsairs. There we go. Gets 1 Corsair. 4 Corsairs still alive here in the main base. How many more Overlords does he need to kill? There it is. He's killed enough. Can no longer produce anything at the moment. He needs to pop some more Overlords. 46 to 46 means he still can't produce here. One Muta is going to come out and deal with this one single Zealot. Nice blocking. Set alive. Sunken Colony over here at the 3rd as well. Could try to take down these assimilators with that Sunken Colony. The DPS is pretty darn good on that. Could end up taking that down. Lots of Corsairs have been produced here. A ton of gas has been sunk to this. Mini needs to get a little bit more damage done with these. This is built up to 8 Corsairs here and is heading into the 3rd base. Okay, not a Sunken. It is going to be a Spore here at the 3rd, but that doesn't protect these Overlords. The damage Corsair can just back away and stay alive while the rest of the Corsairs deal their damage. Oh, trying to get in here for some kills, but good pullback from Mini. Paying attention to those Corsairs. He knows what he has to do here to take this game. I'm surprised here, guys. This is weird. I thought the back of my neck was going to hurt from this, but actually under my chin, I'm getting a little pain there just from looking down and talking. I actually have no idea what muscle it is that I'm using or overusing here by doing this, but it's really sore here. May have to switch it up again after this game. Got the 3rd base here from Mini. Oh, coming in. There's so many Overlords here. Okay, gets 1. Does back away though. Lots of Scourge to answer. Oh boy. Archon here coming into the 3rd base, and his egg is not killed off yet. That Archon is going to completely push away these Mutalisks, and there's the Hydras coming up from behind. Of course, the drones can just back away through the eggs into the main base, which is a nice way to defend. Just getting away here. There's no Dark Templar or anything to follow this up, so the drones should be able to come back no problem. Ooh, getting a few here on the return trip, and a few more Overlords may end up getting picked off here in the natural as well. Yeah, he is still supply blocked here, but a relatively good hold overall, I would say. Keeping his drone count pretty healthy here, and quite a few Corsairs went down. The Archon and all the Zealots have died once again. Mini, though, he does have his 3rd base down. That was a very quick 3rd, being easily defended here by just a single cannon. Gonna pick off those assimilators and just close off that area. It's pretty much a free base now for Mini. First DT here, gonna look for a way into the main or natural, 3rd base or natural. So far not finding any holes in the defense here for Hero. The Corsair going down. I think we've completely halted Corsair production now for Mini. Mini just switching here into DT production. Oh boy, DTs, and of course those Zealots making their way around to the top of the 3rd. He's looking. Oh, really good play from Hero getting out here. He's gonna snipe both those DTs. Super good targeting there. Another Corsair goes down as well. Scourge in a perfect positioning to just pick those off. And it looks like, to me, Hero going to be able to take the bases in the top left-hand corner without too much struggle. And Mini's just going to have to find another way. He's going to have to produce a ton of Dragoons, build up into a more complicated army, and try to take this into a late game, because Hero is not going to break on 3 bases, man. He is going to progress into the late game. It's been a while since we've had a massive ZVP on Nemesis. A lot of the games end up getting going not that long, getting ended a little bit earlier because the complexity of these kind of side bases around the map. Looks like a big load up here, and a drop gonna come into the 3rd base, and this area is not opened up yet. That's so painful. Mini has his Corsairs in position, so he could potentially block this. Okay, the eggs are being killed now, and this High Templar plus the Dragoon's gonna get through here eventually to defend. Here we go, drop here into the 3rd. This could massively fail here. If Mini gets into position in time, and it looks like he will. That's so many cannons as well. 4 cannons here on the low ground. And a Templar with a bunch of Dragoons as well. I think that Mini should be able to hold this no problem. Great storm there, but pretty good dodge as well. Only losing a couple of Hydras. I feel like this is the moment to pick up and leave actually, but he's gonna try and build some lurkers here on the high ground. I don't know how this is gonna go, but it will be a bit of an annoyance for Mini for now. He does have to commit more units over to this location to defend. He will have to throw down multiple storms to try and clear that out, so maybe it's a good play here. However, Mini's moving out on the map with the rest of the units. Oh god, 3 kills already. How many kills is he going to get on this mineral patch? That's so many probes. Getting quite a few. 4 kills. Cannon is in range. He's finding the range here. See if he can actually get some shots off. Good storm is going to push everything back. And yes, Hero will have to retreat with this army. Not able to continue to deny the mining at that location. Mini is able to push that back. Going to take a base at 12 o'clock now, and actually Hero hasn't taken upper left just yet. He's only trying to take 6 o'clock for now, but growing at the same pace as Mini is not a winning strategy. 4 base versus 4 base, probably not going to go in his favor. Another base in the top left hand corner gets thrown down. Here we go, lurkers rushing forward. This is suicidal. Lurkers run straight up on top of this, but both sides here, lurkers from the left and the right, Hydras from the left and the right, coming up on both sides, trying to break through and crush this army. I think the storms were a little bit too good though. Mini is retreating, however, and during the retreat, that's when most of the casualties occur in any major battle. Tons of Templar end up going down here, and that was an overall win, I believe, for Hero, pushing that army back, killing off a ton of Templar. He's also stopping the base in the 12 o'clock. That's huge. Stopping that base right now, absolutely massive. Just buying himself some time to go ahead and get his own 4th base up here and get an economic lead perhaps on his opponent. Oh, lurker. Oh, does get killed there. Might have been able to get some probe kills, but unfortunately runs into range of that cannon and gets picked off. Hero lurker, really one lurker. He had a dream. Just didn't end up working out. Now he's got the upper left hand corner, and Mini's actually growing now into the bottom right. This is getting kind of cool, guys. We're almost going to a split map here on Nemesis. This is so many overlords. Oh, so painful. tons of overlords going down here, but Mini getting trapped a little bit down here in the bottom right hand corner. He's sitting here on high ground. That's a lot of dragoons though. A lot of dragoons are prepared. Where are the storms though? As the lurkers run forward, quickly backing up. He loses one of the Templar. He really needed to get a good storm there. There's the nice storm. Giant group of Hydralisk being evaporated there, but dragoons fighting straight up against Hydras. Not the best trade, of course, from high ground. They're able to fight a little bit better. Oh man, these lurkers just cutting off the reinforcements, killing a ton of zealots. Oh, okay, he doesn't lose the... No, where's the storm? Oh, he loses one of those Templar. There's another Templar that's about to go down as well. These dragons have finally been pushed all the way back here into the bottom right-hand corner. Natural. Really good positioning so far by Hero to just take this fight and get those lurkers up onto high ground now. Oh god. And the lurkers that were picking off the reinforcements too were fantastically placed. These last few dragoons about to go down here, and the Nexus could wind up falling. Mini still a little ways off from mining out. He does need to snag a fourth base though, as now actually Hero going up into Hive. That's a pretty late Hive, but he's done a great job so far and just kind of denying bases and slowing things down with just pure Hydra and lurker play. This is very, very hard to do against a skilled Protoss player, to just fight straight up Hydra lurker for this long. You kind of want to get into massling and defiler, all that good stuff. You want to get up in your tech in order to... Oh, nice job, gonna block there. Just keep... Oh, he makes an egg as well. Oh, but he does get the... Kills the egg, but he does get the DT. Another base going down here at the bottom right, so that Nexus is going to finish up here shortly, and already probes transferred. Yeah, like I was saying, killing that base, it's not a game ender. He does still have minerals at other locations, but it slows Mini down enough that now Hero can transition into the late game. He can get into crackling. Oh man, that's some really, really good storms. Of course, another storm here would be fantastic. Where are those storms? There we go. Some pretty good storms, but great backing up from Mini, and Mini not doing the best job of moving his units here during these huge fights, whereas Hero seems to be on top of every different engagement, getting the most out of every trade. And Mini just making it down here to the bottom right with hardly anything left over of his army. Just a ton of zealots, a few Templars, and a couple of dragoons. That's really not the army he wants at this point. Need a lot more dragoons here and a lot more Templars to make things work. His whole army also going down into the bottom right hand corner. He's in a completely defensive position here, ceding all base control movement on the map to his opponent. What is that called? Map control. There you go. Map control is completely gone to Hero here. Pick off a couple more drones, but largely these DT attacks haven't done much throughout this game. Hero's just so on top of it. Only +1 for Hero. He's so far behind in upgrades, I think. Protoss 3-2, but he's still been fighting. God, the power of Hero's Hydra lurker play, man. It's ridiculous. Just all these early game units have been holding him, keeping him alive, and actually keeping Mini on his back foot throughout this game is very, very impressive to see. But now, you know, if he can do all of that with just low-tech units, with just Hydras and lurkers with almost no upgrades, what can he do with 3-3 crackling Hydra lurker and defiler? It's going to be so hard for Mini to hang on here in the late game against Hero, once he actually gets that late game army together, I'm not sure if Mini can take and contend with him in all of these different locations. Looks like he's trying to break through here, down at the bottom center. Also trying to get down into the bottom right. Mini is defending, but he is, again, in a completely defensive position at the moment. Of course, taking another base down here is fantastic. And starting to gather his army together, of course, kind of split here still. Most of his army is down in the bottom right. He's got a pretty decent sized chunk up here in the top right coming out of the natural, but he wants to get these army pieces together so that he can fight with one massive army and take a good trade against Hero's largely Lurker Hydra force. Now, a lot of lings are being added on, but this is a good timing right now where Mini could potentially break through a lot of different locations, but he's not paying attention down here in the bottom right, kind of letting his army run into lurkers while controlling here in the top right. And I feel like maybe Hero has found a bit of the underbelly here of Mini, the kind of weak spot of this player, recognizing that he's not the best at controlling multiple armies and multiple fights at the same time. He's struggling throughout this game to deal with moving two separate armies, and he would much rather, of course, have those armies together. They're stronger together, but also it's easier to control. And you can see that Hero is completely adept at doing that. He is totally comfortable moving two armies at the same time in different locations of the map, dealing with two different fights at the same time, running up lurkers here, almost forcing an engagement, but Mini does back out at the last second. A big play going to come down on a bunch of these units, including the Observer, to make that very, very squishy indeed, and he could easily pick that off now with a couple of Hydra shots. But not gonna do that just for now. Mini down here in the bottom right starts to mine. Still got an army down here, but it mostly consists of zealots. Needs to reinforce that area very desperately now. 200 on both sides. Mini needs to get moving, as Hero is just controlling a vast majority of this map. He's got top center and bottom center at the moment. He's mining a lot more, and his army is so big. Let's see what Mini can do. Maybe his strategy here is just going to be to stay on the bases that he currently has and just try to trade as effectively as he can with what he's got. But he's going to need Reavers if he wants to do that. I think that might be a robotics facility being thrown down here. Maybe some more cannons. I'm not sure. But he needs something else. He needs something stronger to fight back against these massive amounts of lurkers, and of course the inevitable defilers and dark swarm that's about to come down. There's the first dark swarm, and the bottom right is under threat here. Mini, can he control in both locations at the same time? He's simultaneously pushing forward over here at the top side and defending down here at the bottom. Needs to add on Reavers here in order to make this defense work. I feel like he's given up on breaking top left or top center. Bottom center has already been mining for a very long time. I feel like he just wants to hang on and try to trade nicely until he eventually wins. Whoa, all these lurkers just running forward and getting crushed. Well, 4 or 5 lurkers just get absolutely executed there in the middle of the map. Couple of gateways here being super annoying, just thrown down in the middle. Not actually mining at 12 o'clock. Some cracks starting to show in Hero's play as he loses some of those units, and it looks like Mini finally going to get his army pieces together, surround this bottom right hand corner, and finish that off. Now all of his army can group up here. Whoa, where's the Observer? Where's the Observer? He's dealing so much damage. Okay, does end up picking that off. Nice job there. But now more lurkers have been set down behind this army. He's trapping it down in the bottom right-hand corner while simultaneously attacking here into the upper right, going for the natural. That High Templar gets picked off before being able to throw down a storm. Does he have another storm here? Oh, one more second. Where is it? Oh, it goes down. Oh man, this is really, really painful. Mini losing a bunch of Templars there at the natural. Plus he's going to lose his front door. The army here in the middle trying to break through all of these lurkers, but having a hard time. Now Ling's flooding here into the main base. This could be what ends the game here. Mini cannot survive if his main is breached and killed. Looks like he's going to try and get down here and deal with 6 o'clock, but this base just does not matter. Mini getting his priorities mixed up. Gonna try and take down this base, but mass Hydra gonna come from behind. And what is this? 6 Archons gonna end up getting picked off here eventually by this mass Ling lurker. Gonna kill that egg just a little bit too late, and just running here into the main. Gonna try and deal some damage, but everything gets killed. GG. Hero takes down Mini and continues his streak of domination here in week 8. A really great game there from him. He's gonna get the clamper, of course. Fantastic plays out of him, and he's on his way to a all kill here. Unfortunately, it was reset last week. It's only about 200,000 won, so I feel a little bit bad for him, but his performance this week is definitely deserving of more. I feel like if he gets an all kill here against this lineup of players, this dude deserves like 700,000 at least. Well, that's the way it goes. It's just maybe unfortunate. This is just not the week to do it, but let's see if he can get that all kill anyway. He's going to be going up against either light or sharp next. That's coming up. Game number 4. Alright, we're gonna keep on rolling through. I just went back and took a look at game number 1 through 3, and that's weird. It's a weird buzzing sound in that first game. I tried my best to get rid of it, but I think it's still gonna be there. If you mentioned it down in the comments, don't worry, it is gone. I think I figured out the problem was that I wasn't plugged in, and there was some sort of like a reverberation, some sort of feedback from the battery or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but it is now dealt with, so don't worry about it. I'll just keep that in mind for the future, not to ever go unplugged, which I don't regularly do. Just the current situation made it kind of impossible to manage without, at least for that first game. I think I got it figured out now. I'm sitting on the bed. My back is going to be annoying me tomorrow, of course, but it is what it is. Probably should have planned this trip out a little bit better. But that's the thing about travel, man. You just never know what's gonna happen. There's always surprises, always wacky shit that happens. You can never plan for everything. The harder really you plan, the more disappointed you're gonna be when your plans get scrapped. It's just, it's kind of the way it goes with life and also with travel. Kind of gotta expect the unexpected and go with the flow. That's my mentality anyway. And it's worked all right for me so far. I mean, it's not perfect, but nothing is in life, so it is what it is. We've got our next contender here. It is Sharp in the top left-hand corner. He's gonna be trying to put an end to this monster's reign of terror here. Hero in the bottom right. He's been smashing through these other pro gamers like it's nothing. In none of these games has he looked seriously in trouble, I don't think. I feel like only minor pressure being applied to Hero thus far. Of course, against Royal, I think that was probably the closest game. Just because had that, I feel like Royal was in a decent enough position to where had that hold position lurker trick not ended up working out, he would have been in a fine spot there. I think that would have went into a long game. Something that potentially Royal could have ended up winning, but it is what it is. He takes them down. Oh boy. These Marines were spotted out by that Overlord, and the perfect number of Lings get produced. Sharp getting a little bit sneaky there. He wanted to walk in with 4 Marines, try to get a couple of drone kills, but getting shut down like that, incredibly painful here. Now, what does he have as a follow-up? It looks like not too much here, just a 2 barracks play. He's gonna try and play this out standard from here, and Hero with an advantage in the early game against Sharp. I do not like this position for Sharp. If I was placing bets, if that was a thing, you could place bets at the 4-minute 50 mark, I think I would throw all of my money on Hero at this point. He is playing out of his mind today, and getting that early advantage, I don't think that Sharp can overcome that. Still, we'll see what he can do here. With the 2 ranks play, losing early Marines is super painful. It's crazy painful. So I feel like probably Sharp gonna go into like 4 or 5 racks from here, because that'll kind of lessen that blow. He'll be able to produce more Marines to kind of compensate for those early losses. Yeah, we got 4, maybe 5. I'm thinking we're gonna probably go to 5 here. Still, if Hero catches on to this and he is sending his Mutalisk across the map, he should just throw down a quick Hydra Den and build up some lurker numbers, and then he should be fine. It's going to be a later transition from Sharp into tank or starport, and it appears that he's not going to go for 5 racks. We'll see, though. He hasn't thrown down a factory just yet, so he still could throw down that 5th racks before the factory comes down. That would still be a old school SKT 5 racks play. Good defense so far from him. He is going to try to move out, but there's still some holes in this defense. The 1 turret down here, it's not being covered by the 2nd turret in the main. The 2nd turret in the main is actually above the command center, so a bit of a spot of weakness here from Sharp being exploited by Hero. Hero gonna come in with some Lings as well towards the front. Could end up coming and picking off some of these Marines. Combo attack with the Lings maybe can overwhelm the small Marine number here, and that would be, it would be massive. It would just give so much map control to Hero. He could transition, you know, without any worries at all. Now more turrets being produced. Sharp thinking about moving out now. He's got a pretty decent force of Marine medic, and that's what 4 racks play gets you. A really decent supply of Marine medic, but oh boy, he's gonna lose quite a few medics and Marines trying to come up this ramp, and the Ling Muta gonna dive directly on top of this, completely overwhelming it. And this is exactly where an early lead in the hands of Hero gets you. It gets you into a position where you can just force the Terran player back and back and back all the way into the main. Oh god, just so many more mutas flying straight in here. They're gonna get over top of this natural and take out these 2 turrets, I think, as well. There's 1 muta here sitting with about no HP. Can't really become part of this battle right now. He's gonna dive on top of the turrets, pick them off, and force Sharp out of his natural. Oh god, this is getting worse and worse here for Sharp. He may end up having to lift his command center here. That was a good trade. There we go. a little bit of an overextension there from Hero, but more mutas have arrived, more lings are likely to be rallied forward here, and I think that with the third gas mining now, Hero should be able to push this to a victory, continue to bang away at this command center, force that to lift, force everything back, deny the mining there, keep on killing these marines in the natural, and eventually come in with a massive wave of lings and just take this down. Maybe that's not what he wants to do, actually. I don't see too many lings coming across here. Still more mutas, but no lings. I think I see a extra command center, no, or extra hatchery, I was gonna say. No, that is a group of overlords there in the bottom of the main base instead, and we do have a god, more marines gonna get taken down here, and he just takes over the main once again. Oh god, so many mutas here, just going to wreak havoc here in the natural, killing off the command center. GG. No comeback from Sharp. Just a quick clutch it out here from Hero. Oof, gets another clapper, man. This guy is performing out of his mind. KCM knows it. You know it, I know it. Hero is just legendary today here in the final week. It's possible that Zerg could make a comeback here, but that actually means, because we do have, I'll remind you guys, 2-point lead for the Terrans coming into the final week. Protoss has to do something here. Protoss Best has to actually take down Hero and Light, and if Best manages to take down Hero and Light, then potentially we can have a tie in the point rankings. That's the only sort of way here as things stand. That would mean that Terran would get 0 points on the week, and then Zerg would potentially get 2. It would just be up to Soma and Queen to take down Best in that case. And then we could have a tie, and we've never had a tie before. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think that Hero will likely take down Best here. Either that or Light will take down Best. Either way, I don't think that's going to occur, but just a reminder, that is a potential possibility. Now going into our next game here. Ooh, yeah, this is a huge mistake. Looks like we're getting a replay. Coming up this ramp and just eating that damage. 2 of the medics get taken down immediately, and he just goes to town. Oh god, so scary with the Mutalist Micro here. It's crazy here what Hero can do with this 11 Muta clump and a few straggler lings. That's nuts. Anyway, we're gonna go into our next game. It's coming right up. Okay, moving on to Butter now. Best versus Hero. I was kind of hoping we were gonna see some of those new ASL maps. I saw the announcement, and I think it was Artosis or Tasteless reacting to the new maps, and there's some crazy ones in there. There's some big changes, so I was kind of hoping to see some of those new maps. I know that KCM follows the ASL map pool, but maybe just wants to keep it with the old map pool here, at least until the next season. But that's always exciting. I think this map is getting a little bit tired. I still do like Butter, but it feels a little bit predictable. I don't know. 2-player maps are hard to make right, man. It's a very, very tough challenge to make a good 2-player map. 4-player maps, pretty simple. Just need to have some wide open space in the middle, tight natural, high ground main, enough space for everything, enough space to put turrets and stuff like that. Making a Vermeer, not that tough, in my humble opinion. Of course, not a map maker, but rotationally symmetrical. It's pretty simple to balance. The format is already there, but for 2-player maps, man, it's a whole different ballgame. There's a lot of There's a lot of difficulties that come with making a two-player map. There's a lot of rush distance problems, of course, because you already know exactly where your opponent's going to be. There's a lot of balance issues there. It's also difficult to make it like a really interesting map without making it completely broken and imbalanced. So much respect to the map makers out there who put their time into making this game original and unique every single season. But I think this map needs to be retired. No offense to whoever made this map, by the way. No offense whatsoever. It is a fantastic map, but I personally just can't wait to see what's coming up next. Oh, that's some good blocking there by Hero. Almost gonna pick off this probe. Hasn't seen a layer just yet, so that would be a big problem here. Looks like the layer probably made the natural. Yeah, there's the layer. Just hiding that away for now, and another probe gonna come out here and just confirm that. And the probe here in the main does survive for now, so wasting a little time chasing with the drone, but it's fine. Looks like gonna swap out the probes now. Does spot that. Oh, the probe swap was not successful. Feels like Best kind of messed up there. He had the probe on a mineral walk command into the main base, and you should have allowed it to continue that way, but stops it prematurely in the natural, gets around it. That's a little bit frustrating. Could have just left that probe at home. We would have had an extra probe here now. A Citadel plus Stargate in the main base. Everything progressing normally. We're not going to see another double Stargate in this series. Almost 100%. Unless, of course, yeah, I mean, it's a long shot, but maybe Best can take down here and Light and show us a double Stargate in the against Soma or Queen, but that's again a very, very long shot. It would be a miracle to take down Hero here, considering how well he's playing. He's really in the zone right now. As you can see, he's getting into his style of gameplay here, scouting out and around the map, going into a macro build. He's not going to mess around even one time with an early Hydralisk bust. He just wants macro games. That's all he wants to do. And that's really leaning into his strengths in this game. He is such a nasty macro player, and so far no one's been able to crack him in the early or mid game. Well, no one's been able to crack him at all, but that's besides the point. We've got some Corsair scouting action here in the main base, checking everything out. This is something that Protoss players have been doing as well, adding a gateway here in the natural. That gateway there is just in case we end up seeing a Mutalisk Scourge all into the main base. He can produce some Templar there in the natural, keep them alive, make an Archon, and push things away. Looks like DT's coming here over towards the third base, and no Overlords just yet. There, an Overlord does spot this DT coming in towards the natural. He's gonna block that, but over at the third base, how many drones will end up getting taken down? 3, 4, 5, and 6 go down here in the third base. Very, very painful stuff for Hero. And this could be a winning play here for Best. He just needs to hold on against this Hydralisk attack now. kind of a later Hydralisk bust here. It's going to come just before the Templar are ready with their Storm. He's going to get in and gets actually 2 kills on these cannons immediately. Third cannon about to go down here. Oh gosh, a Storm does get thrown down. And 1 Archon ends up being made. Oh, can he actually hit this cannon? Oh, he gets the last cannon. 1 more cannon goes down. There is 1 last cannon that's finishing up here. This Archon comes up. I bet that Best wishes he had made no Archon there and just gone for another Storm. Probably would have kept him alive in this situation. Archon really not going to do too much. Looks like 1 cannon has finished here, but this is so many Hydras. All he needs to do is just dive on this. He focuses down the Archon first, a very nice target, and he finishes off that cannon. It feels like Best is just about to die here. Although he did a ton of damage with the DT, and he had the Storm in time, he just didn't have enough there. He didn't have enough cannons finished. He didn't have enough Storm to deal with that attack, and he made that Archon. That's very, very unfortunate for Best. Best going to lose his gateway, the control over his gateways. His main base is gone. GG is called, and Hero finishes off the Protoss race. A fitting sound there. That last Templar going down. It signals the end of Protoss in this week of KCM. Only Light remains here as an opponent for Hero. Hero, with the 5 kills now, secures the all kill here, that 200,000 won prize in his pocket as he goes into what could be our final game of the night in a very quick week of KCM. This is just about the fastest week we've ever had if Hero manages to take down Light here. Light, the final hope of Terran. Can he make it happen at least? By, I guess, default, Terran will get 2nd place, and Zerg not going to be able to tie up the points. Light, Terran will definitely get seeded into the finals of this season of KCM. However, pride is on the line here. Is Hero going to be able to wipe out all 6 enemy players, or will Light be able to bring things back? We're gonna find out here. It's coming right up. Well, now it's time for Hero versus Light. Hero here in the top right hand corner, Light down in the bottom right. The final hope of the Terran race. And our hope for a longer series here, would like to see a couple more games at least. But that can only happen if Light manages to stop Hero's spree. Appears that Hero gonna go for a 12 hatch finally. It's been a little while. Actually, I don't think we've seen him do a 12 hatch this series, has he? I think it's been a faster pull every game, so finally gonna throw down that 12 hatch. I think he's just choosing to mix it up a little bit here now finally, and this SCV is gonna scout in the correct direction, so that's good news for Light. He might be able to do something with this information. Maybe he can send a couple of Marines here, go for a bunker rush or something. I'm not sure though. See what he decides to do. If he rallies this first Marine straight across the map. He sees the timing on the spawning pool. Will he actually try to put pressure on here? A 3rd base going to come up in the top left corner right away here for Hero. So Hero really going to focus on a macro this game. He's going to go for a kind of insanely fast 3rd at the top. This is a 3 hatch play through and through right here. And no, not going to put on that pressure. The command center thrown down immediately. Light just going to say, okay, 12 hatch, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and play my own game here. Go for a quick command center. Sending 2 Marines out on the map for now. Just adding a little bit of an unknown element here into Hero's equation. Those Marines, are they coming towards my natural, or are they just sitting out in the middle of the map? Can't really tell without scouting them out. Can't really tell without sending lings to find them, so he is forced to produce a few lings. Light is gonna circle back around with the Marines and just hide them in the natural. So a bit of mind games here coming from Light. It's worked enough at least to force 4 lings, but no more for now, and going straight into a factory. I think we might be seeing a Valkyrie build here out of Light, but I'm not 100% sure. Quick Valkyrie, very popular build, can be really, really good against players who rely on early Mutalisk damage to get themselves into a good position. See, there's the factory. We'll know if we see an armory come down here early. There's a bunker in the front, and this is revealed by Hero's Overlord. He knows there's a bunker here. Ooh, Academy on the way. This is Academy after factory, so these upgrades are going to be quite a bit later than the normal. We're not going to see Hydra Den. We're going to see Lurker here. If this is a quick armory, that's going to be so bad for Light. If he goes into armory and tries... Yeah, he's going armory. And he is going for this Valkyrie build. This is being complete blind countered by Hero. We're gonna see Valkyrie swap out, and it's just gonna be Hydras and Lurkers coming into the natural. This does not bode well for a Terran player. I hope that he builds a tank here. He very much so needs a tank at this point. That's not enough Marines. They don't have stim. They don't. They might have stim now. Actually, I'm not sure. We do have the comm set on the way. Stim should be finished or almost finished at this point, but it's still very scary to move out against this number of lings. And with only 1 medic, it's difficult. Now we got the scan and we see the Hydros Den, so we know for a fact this is going to be a Lurker play. He immediately throws down these science, the add-on there, the machine shop. Wants to know. Yeah, he's got some tanks. He's scanning here in the main. He wants to see if there's a Spire here, but no Spire has been revealed. The first few Lurkers going to be produced. He's not making a Valkyrie here. Instead, just throwing down some additional bunkers, keeping himself safe, and transitioning here into tank plus a science vessel play. What else do we have in the natural? I think that's got to be... Oh yeah, he builds a Wraith. Rather than getting the Valkyrie out here, just gonna go for a Wraith. Push away this free Overlord here. He knows there's no threat from Scourge or Mutas. 2 bunkers should be enough here. You're not really gonna break through these 2 bunkers. Can't quite outrange it either. The Marines do now have range. Come through and look for some free kills. There's an evolution chamber. He should be getting armor here. Getting just barely in range of that first bunker. Bringing the lings up to tank some damage. He will get the first bunker. Oh boy, this is getting scary. Running up on the next bunker. This is not really important right now. The bunker is everything here. Oh, he's gonna back off. Tank on the high ground, pushing everything back here. The bunker super low, does actually survive. And it appears that the Wraith went down during the chaos there. bunch more barracks being added on the main, and the hive is being produced here. Couple more hatcheries as well. We're gonna see, I think, a big old Hydra Defiler play here from Hero. I think that's what makes the most sense. Can help him to push down here onto that 4th base. Lurkers on the high ground, just gonna buy a little bit of time. Can't buy too much though with these unsieged tanks. Just shove forward very, very quickly. And this timing could be really, really strong, because we're just not quite at the point now where we can actually fight with our Hydras here. Hydras are not going to be able to fight on their own. They need lurker support. And of course, Defilers are definitely not going to hurt here, but for now, all he's got is just straight up Lurker Hydra. Defiler's Mound on the way. But this is the critical moment here. Can Light break through? He's going to get a couple of great shots on these Lurkers before they can retreat. Can he actually pick off this Science Vessel? Science Vessel kill would be massive. Oh, a bunch of lag there. Running forward, and tons and tons of lurkers dying here on the low ground. More Hydras popping out, and the drones are being evacuated. I think Light can end up taking this one. Despite being blind countered there, he switches up his strategy perfectly and gets this attack off before Defilers can be produced. Nice D-Matrix. Beautiful D-Matrix to keep that stuff alive. He breaks the natural as well and is going to get in here. This is a pretty sweet lurker placement here. Able to delete a ton of reinforcing units. However, I don't think he can break this spot here, which is pure Ling lurker. Couple of lurkers coming up from behind. I just don't feel like it's going to be enough. Oh, yeah, just that D-Matrix helping out so much, and GG is called. He takes him down. GG Light. Able to make it happen. Keeps this game going. Big clapper for him as he extends the series for us. Thank you so much, Light. Definitely appreciate it. We're going to be able to see at least one more game, perhaps two, if Light can take down either Queen or Soma, whoever comes up next. That is a nice New Year's gift. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and jump into that next game. Bravo, Light. Let's jump on in. Okay, into our next game. My voice is getting a little bit sore here, so I'm gonna keep just pushing through here. Hopefully I'm not getting sick as well, because it looked nasty, boys. Mia was head in toilet for like 2.5 days, man. It was I don't want that, man. Nobody wants that, but I definitely don't want that. So, hopefully, I will not end up getting that. Can continue to cast, continue to have fun on this trip. But my throat is definitely throat's feeling a little sore. So I'm gonna take it easy probably tomorrow. Just relax. I haven't been drinking at all. Usually when I go traveling, I do a ton of drinking. But that shit's expensive, man, and it kind of ruins me the next day as well. I'm getting a little old here, boys. I'm 30. I'm above 30 years old. And I still have voice cracks, but drinking just doesn't go well with me anymore, man. It's just it's not an activity I really enjoy anymore. I used to have a ton of fun when I was backpacking in the past. Went to Thailand and all around Southeast Asia, and that was always a great time, man. I love drinking, partying, dancing, and going out with different people, meeting people at hostels and on trips or tours and stuff like that, and just you know, I could do it every single night. I could party and drink every single night, and get up the next day and go ahead and do another tour, go hiking or whatever, and it was no big deal. But now it freaking ruins me, man. Completely destroys me. If I go out and drink, I feel like I have to recover for an entire day afterwards. Kind of useless during that entire time, so kind of giving it up now. I'm not really doing it anymore. I'm much more a fan of weed and of course mushrooms. Mushrooms honestly the best, but am I allowed to say that? I don't know. I don't really care. It's definitely the best. But it's hard to get for sure. I don't really understand why. Anyway, I'm just taking a break from it all from now, and I think I'm going to continue to do so. It's so much more expensive as well to drink all the time. I definitely don't drink all the time when I'm at home, so why would I do it when I'm traveling? I guess it's because you want to meet new people, but you can meet new people in a lot of different ways. I guess I'll start meeting old people, hanging out with them instead. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're getting into this game now. We've got Light versus Soma. Nothing really has happened. Nothing really super important, except for Light is going for a Valkyrie build here, and Soma, of course, well known for his Mutalis play. Going for that 2-hatch Muta does throw down a third down in the bottom right. We're of course on Neo Silphid, so no high ground main base. He's kind of hiding a. This is a weird base to take, honestly. This main base, like, why wouldn't you take high ground center right? That seems like a much easier base to hold. But maybe it's because he's planning to just continuously rally mutas across the map and try to take down Light here. This plays deeply into the hands of Light in this case. He's going for that Valkyrie build. He can hold this off, and if he does manage to do that, he's going to be in a sweet position here with that hatchery down in the bottom right. It'll be very difficult for Soma to defend properly, even if he manages to transition into Hydras. He's not going to have that easy high ground small ramp to defend and keep his third base alive. Now getting in here, getting a few kills is pretty decent. 4 or 5 SCV kills, and of course kills. Oh, Hydra Den and Evolution Chamber. I think he's figured it out. I think he may have figured it out. What's going on? Another hatchery here in the main. Something has triggered Soma to transition, and it must be the reveal of this Valkyrie here in the natural. Yeah, he knows now what the strategy is here for Light, and he's not going to be able to just rally endlessly in order to get a win here with just pure Mutalis. He's going to try and snipe. Maybe he can snipe one of these Valkyries here with the 2 Scourge. That would mean a greater amount of time that Light has to stay back in his base and just play defensively while waiting for that critical mass of Valkyries. But he's not gotten it thus far, and he may not be able to get it here against Light, who's very good at control with his Valkyrie play and very conservative. He's not moving his Valkyries out to like try and snipe an Overlord or something like that. You see that a lot of times with these Terran players who use Valkyrie. They're not used to this build. Sending out their Valkyries to kill an Overlord is just not worth it. If you lose one of those to a pair of Scourge, the critical mass, 3-4 Valkyries, it's very hard to reach. Now look at that beautiful control, getting a full volley out of all of his Valkyries there. It's still dangerous. Even picking off a overlord at the corner of the base here is very, very scary, but he's got them all together and over top of the Marines, so he's feeling relatively safe here to take a fight. Nice control once again with the patrol micro, getting the full wave out here. Now he can't chase this down too far. The temptation is there to chase this across the map, but if a couple of Scourge come out of nowhere and snipe one or two of these Valkyries, it is going to be another rough position for Light. Now, he's going to go back for now, replenish his Marine numbers. He's also pumping out tanks here, and I think he's upgrading his mech as well, so we might see a mech transition out of Light now. Ooh, all these mutas gonna go down. Only 2 remain. That's rough. And he's gonna pick up that last muta as well. Down there in the bottom left-hand corner, the final stand of the Mutalisk. All of them finished off. Ooh, it is +1 attack for air here. I'm surprised. Very, very surprised that he went for +1 air attack. He's completely dominated in the air from so far, and there is this transition coming from Soma here, just pure lurker from now on. So this air attack, I mean, I guess he kills overlords faster, but that's pretty much it. These Valkyries are going to be on overlord sweeping duty for a little while. They have to avoid the Scourge still, though, and Valkyrie's not really as good at dealing with Scourge. If you have a good group of Scourge, you can still connect with Valkyries, even if you've got like 8, 9 Valkyries. The missiles just don't come out fast enough, and Scourge deal their damage instantly as soon as they connect. So it can be tough. You may not be able to fire those missiles in time, especially if you're moving at the time with the Valkyrie. Sometimes they kind of bug out. They turn and they slow down and stop and then try to fire. It can be tricky. So we'll see if these Valkyries actually do end up getting a bunch more damage, or whether they get picked off by Scourge. Now he's gonna get 3 more overlords here in the main. That's really nice play. These Valkyries are kind of acting like Corsairs. I said earlier that they don't really deal with, oh yeah, full mech transition. I was saying they don't really deal with Scourge as well, but they definitely kill overlords really, really fast. Oh, the Marines there getting picked off, but they sweep overlords faster than Corsairs ever could. So Light so far kind of using them like Corsairs, like in a PvZ, where they're useful throughout the game to just pick off here and there a few overlords while the opponent is transitioning, deal some damage, try to interrupt the development of the Zerg player, and just slow them down. Now Vultures here getting into the third, trying to get some good mind connects. Don't get the best, but Lings are going to come forward and eventually clean this up. I think about 4 or 5 drones went down in that, so not too bad at all. Light can continue to do that. Light can continue to try and run by Vultures into multiple locations as he takes his third base. His position here looking better and better. Sending out Marines to different locations on the map here, just trying to find a foothold where he could potentially take yet another base. I think 4th base will be on the way here relatively soon for Light, and Light making this tech transition, this mech transition, look brilliant and easy in this game. He's just done it so perfectly. What we've seen really recently come into prominence here. I don't remember who it was that we first saw use this build. I think it might have been Royal. but I'm not 100% sure on that. Check me on that, guys. Who was it that that we first saw transition Valkyrie into mech? I feel like that is a game I have written down somewhere as one of the pimpest plays for this year or for 2022. And I'm planning to release that soon, but I'll have to look that up after this game. Now we've got tanks slowly sliding down here towards the bottom right hand corner. Light is just asserting himself more and more on the map with mines everywhere here, being super annoying to deal with. Now we do have defilers out and potential for drops here from Soma as well. Now that Light is spread out so far and he's trying to take so many different locations at the same time, he's leaving himself vulnerable to a potential drop. However, any drop play, if it gets spotted by these vultures, that will shut down so incredibly quick. Looks like a drop here into the main base from Light. He's gonna deal a ton of damage here, I think. The mine connections are fantastic, killing off all these lings, and Lurker does try to run in here. Well, this Defiler seems to have nearly infinite HP, almost gets killed, but then survives. Queens are spotted and killed here by this mass number of Valkyries, so Valkyries still getting huge value. There's a bunch more Queens popping. They are going to be building up that energy and trying to spawn Broodling, but Light just all over that play, making such great use of these Valkyries. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Even though there are 5 Valkyries with that +1, still you can end up having those Scourge connect. Oh god, so many drones are going down here in the natural. Everything falling apart for Soma. He's not able to take fights in any of these locations. This tank army, no response here from Soma. He can't do anything about this. He's going to be losing his natural. He's going to be losing his 5th base here in the center right. The 3rd base down in the bottom, the 4th base down in the bottom right is under threat as well. And I think these Valkyries are going to find the Queens here. So many Overlords here as well. Oh, he's going to kill the Queens first. Queens go down so fast. He's got +2 attack on these air weapons, and all the Overlords go down. GG is called, and Light takes another game. Oh my goodness, is he gonna get a reverse sweep here and an all kill? Very impressive stuff. Very impressive play. I love the mech transition. I hope we see more of it in the future, but for now, Light versus Queen gonna be our final game of the night. Light, the gift that keeps on giving, continuing this series on to our final game. It's perfect. It's perfect, Light. Thank you so much. Time now for our final game of the night. It is Light versus Queen. Light down here in the bottom left, and Queen of course in the top right. This is this was once the most epic matchup in all of Broodwar. Light versus Queen was incredibly hype a few seasons ago, and I'm still pretty hyped to see these two players face off. But when Queen was at the absolute pinnacle, when he was winning his ASLs, this was the matchup to see. This is where everyone was looking to download the best players in the game to try and figure out what the best way to play was in this matchup. It was Light and Queen who were kind of leading the way in that regard, and now playing here on this new map, I can't help but feel a little bit nostalgic. We've got, of course, Odyssey here. I like this map a lot. I think this map gave us some of the best games for the 2022. It was just kind of new, kind of fresh, two-player map. Like I said before, difficult to make a two-player map, man. Really, really tough to make it balanced, but especially when you put two gases in the main, that's something else. But it has given us a lot of great games, and I don't feel like this is really an imbalanced map, something that favors Zerg or Terran here. I don't know about the Protoss versus Zerg match. I don't think that there's a whole lot of problems with that matchup. I feel like Protoss taking the third can be really, really tough, but of course you've got that back base. Lurkers can take down those temples. I'm getting a little bit too deep into the metagame though. Let's get into this one. Very, very tough to balance a map with two gases in the main. In this matchup with Zerg versus Terran, of course, gas is the most critical resource for the Zerg player. Denying gases is a huge part of the strategy of Terran in this matchup, and the fact that you've got this back natural, that back base behind the wall there, plus you've got this extra gas in the main, it really messes up the math here for Terran players who are trying to face down a Zerg on this map. Now, I don't think that Light is phased by this at all. I definitely think that he's up to the challenge. He's going to be going into a pretty quick factory here, and I think he's going for the exact same build as what we saw in the last game. He sees the Spire. He's already thrown down the factory. He sees the third hatch in the main as well. And this seems to be the go-to right now for Light. Grabbing the factory after the command center directly into a academy here, and he gets that overlord as well, which is actually fantastic. Factory here, and he even did this in the first game, if I remember correctly, right? He did this pretty much the same build here against Hero in that first one. Of course, Hero went for Lurkers, so he didn't end up building the Valkyries there, but still the idea was there, and it's just showing how versatile this build really is. That is, even if there is that transition, even if he does go for Lurkers straight up, no Spire, you can still make this build work. Getting the scan there, he does see triple egg there. At the same time, right as the Spire finishes, he knows that this is Muta. Armory is not spitting as of yet, but he may end up getting that upgrade once again. Wouldn't put it past him. It seemed very, very strong in that last game. Quick transition here into Hydra Den for Queen though. Queen not going to mess around with Mutas for very long. Instead, as soon as the first group of Muta is setting out across the map, he's going to make a quick transition here into Hive play, into Lurker play, and grabbing that third gas as well. So you know where his head's at in this game. He absolutely wants to transition this right away. As soon as he gets enough damage here, he'll be backing away with these Mutas and avoiding this Valkyrie. Now the Valkyrie is out here. That's been revealed. Queen knows what's coming. Sending a couple of Scourge across. He's going to try and hide these Scourge under the Mutalisk clump and see if he can't pick off that Valkyrie. Now this is a pretty effective technique. As soon as the Valkyrie fires, it can no longer move. You can make it slide a little bit with your patrol micro, but once it's fired, it can no longer move until that all of the missiles have completed. And oh, he tries it. He goes for it, but the missiles connect. The turret fires, the Marines fire, and all of those Scourge end up dying. Queen not able to get one of those Valkyries, and Light is on the move. Light is moving out before he has even critical mass here. He's only got 2 Valkyries, but he's heading across the map already, and Queen has lurkers on the way. Ooh, picking off a medic here, and 2 medics is huge. 2 medics picked off. Absolutely massive damage there, and the lurkers are gonna pop in time. Queen gonna get out on the map with those, and Light in a fair amount of trouble here. He hasn't lost too much. Of course, losing those 2 medics very, very painfully. Doesn't have a whole lot of barracks at this point to reproduce those, but he's got the bunker back at home. He's got tanks pumping. He's slowly backing away from these lurkers, so buying himself time here to prepare his defenses back at home. These lurkers are not going to be able to dive straight into his natural right away. They're going to have to instead push slowly forward. And a Defiler nest on the way. This is a straight up rush to Defiler. Light is going to have a hard time holding on against this without some science vessels to deal with this. Lurkers coming forward here, getting on top of this ramp. But Light is ready. That was a critical scout with that SCV, just finding out the positioning of Queen's army. Means he's ready for these lurkers to try and run down this hill. He can stim up, move forward with the tanks, and deal with this attack should it come. And it will be coming here soon. Looks like these mutas getting caught with their Scourge. They get picked off. And Valkyries are going to force all this back. He sees the first 2 Defilers. The Defilers are on the way. He absolutely cannot allow Defilers to get Dark Swarms here in his natural. Just waiting for the Consume upgrade to finish. Consume is now done. The Defiler push has started. He's going to be running forward here with the Dark Swarm. Second Dark Swarm is ready and prepared here. Now a second Dark Swarm thrown down right in front of the tanks. Tanks going to have to back away now. He keeps those alive. Very critically keeping all of the tanks alive here. Could try to focus down any Defilers that try to run forward. Sending the Marines around the top side here. He's going to try cut off some of these reinforcements. A lot of Overlords have gone down around the map. That's something we've been kind of missing here. Mine trying to activate, trying to get on top of some of these units, but the Link's getting picked off a little bit too quickly. Running forward. Oh, huge mine. Huge mine, and the Firebats could probably clear this if they can get some attacks off. He does get a few hits with that Firebat, but the Lurkers able to deal that damage running here into the natural. This is quite a lot of Marine Medic that have managed to make it here into the natural. Bunch of Lurkers are going to die to these tanks as they're running forward. The Mutas come back, but this is so much Marine Medic. Firebat's actually able to connect with some of these Lurkers, but the Lurker spine's just a bit too strong. Tanks not able to deal any damage to these Lurkers under that Dark Swarm. And these, oh my gosh, the main base just getting completely destroyed here. Queen falling apart now. That counterattack was way too strong. The Valkyries just cleaned up every single Mutalisk. And all these mines on the high ground, it means that I don't think that Queen can actually breach the main base from this position. Tiny group of Marines may be able to just take it here. GG. Queen taps out. Light. Reverse sweep takes them down, ending the season strong here. with a win. Beautiful Valkyrie into that tech switch once again, just making it look so powerful. But also using the Marines for that counterattack was really the clincher there that helped Light to make that whole thing come together. I feel like Queen kind of underestimating that Marine force moving around the map. If you'd kept a Defiler and a Lurker back at home, just that, one Defiler, one Lurker, I think he could have held that off and potentially pushed forward to a win there in the natural, but forgets about that force moving around the map. It makes its way into the natural and ends the game along with those Valkyries, just continuously picking off overlords all around. It's crazy how much damage they managed to do. Beautiful play out of Light, and I think we're seeing a new era of Terran, boys. This is something special coming out of KCM. You saw it here first. The Valkyrie into mech transition. It was born here, and it may end up taking ASL by storm. We'll see in the new season. Look at that. All Zerg into all Terran. Hero played a great series of games here today. Light equally so. And in the end, boys, a Terran victory. Yeah, it wouldn't be Season 8 without a Terran victory in the end, right? They've been dominating all throughout the season. And they're going to be going in first place into the finals, directly seeded. So let's go ahead and check out the point rankings. Okay, here are your point rankings. Look at that Terran domination coming out on top here. And look, oh god, Protoss like a flat line, like a man who's just died on the gurney, expired a little bit too soon. That flat line there. Terran boys just been a little bit sad here, I think. In the comments, I've seen some Protoss salt recently. But I totally understand. 3 points. 3 points in 8 weeks. You can get 2 points in 1 week. You got 2 points in week 2. Oh my goodness. That is sad to see, but it's nice to see these races kind of mix it up. It seemed like Zerg was always dominating previously. Protoss has had their days in the sun as well here in KCM, but it's Terran's time to shine, boys. An ASL victory, hot off that ASL victory. Terran boys are just crushing it, but that's why we have a new map season coming up soon, guys. Maps are going to change, strategies will change along with them, and there will be opportunities for other races to shine as well. That's always the way it's been. That's the way it will continue to be until the end of time, as long as there are players to join this beautiful scene, to play this beautiful game we call Brood War. My name is SC, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you guys in the semifinals.